Well, good morning to you all. My name is James Shone, and what I would love to do this morning is share with you my story and the key lessons that I have learnt from it. And I think that it's particularly pertinent to all of us at this time, which, let's be honest, is fairly unprecedented as we go through the battles with the pandemic that is affecting us all in different ways. So I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 16 years, and 9 of those years I was a housemaster, working at both Kings Bruton as a housemaster and Monkton Combe in Bath. And in 2012, so 8 years ago now, I was appointed to become a head teacher, the head teacher of Monkton Prep School, which was the junior department of Monkton Senior School where I was a housemaster. And that was great news for my wife, my 4 children and I. We were going to be moving into a comfortable home and our children could go through the school system. All was good. We were happy. And so having got this job, I was then invited to go for a medical. And it was at that medical that a huge brain tumour was uncovered. And that was really the start of it, guys. That was the change of my journey, the change of my life. And as a result of the brain tumour, I had 27 hours of good old brain surgery. I had 80 days in hospital, during which time I had a tracheostomy. I've still got the scar, horrible scar in my neck, which meant that I couldn't eat or drink or even talk. Three of my favourite pastimes, actually. And so challenging times, and as a result of all that I went through, I lost the majority of my sight. And as I sit here and talk to you today, I've got no sight in my left eye and about 10% vision in my right eye, which leaves me as I'm registered as a blind person, and I couldn't take on the job of running Monkton Prep School. So I found myself with no job, with no house, and very little sight indeed. So life has been challenging, and I remember somebody once saying to me, how do you get through? And that's often a key question, isn't it, for all of us in challenging times, because we all face them and they do come. And we do get these times where, whoa, that's a battle. And so I remember being asked this question, and I said to this boy who actually asked me the question, a pupil in my upper sixth, he said, "Sir, how have you got through this last year?" I said to him, "You know what, Ben, I don't really know, but it's bizarre, I can't really see, but I want to talk to you about looking." And the first thing I said to Ben is that when times are tough, we need to remember to look up. And folks, that is where my own faith, my own Christian faith comes to the fore. It's a present tense thing too. Comes to the fore. That sense of, God, how, not why, how do I get through this? And I think that's a really pertinent question for today. As, we face these challenging moments day in, day out. How, God, how do I get through? And I will tell you guys that God has really supported me. I remember lying in hospital and sometimes seeing screens coming and being put around people's beds because those people had died. So there I was as a 40-year-old man, a father of 4. I was surrounded by people that were dying. My life was really that different. God, how do I get through? And I'm reminded of the verse in Psalm 121 where it says, my God, and it says, I look to the hills. Where does my help come from? Well, our help comes from Lord, the creator of heaven and earth. The second thing I said to this boy, Ben, I said, in tough times, we need to remember to keep looking forward. So the letter F, keep looking forward. Because, guys, that's where the hopes, the possibilities, the opportunities are. I always say the past is a great teacher. We can learn from the past, but it's a shocking master. We don't want to sit in the past and not move on. Keep moving forward. I think is the key. I really do. So how do we keep moving forward? Well, it's a case of looking in that direction, not allowing our past to beset, to hold us, to chain us down, but to keep looking for opportunities. And there are so many little opportunities that we can jump on at this time. So many opportunities to support, to serve, to give to others. So looking forward is where the hopes are. It's where life is. And hope is a key word for us all, guys, in life. There's a wonderful verse in Hebrews 6 verse 19 where it says, let hope be an anchor for your soul. And I think otherwise we will be prone to tossing around on that ocean, and we won't ever be settled in our lives. But actually, when we are hope filled, we are also anchored and settled human beings. Then my third letter, so we've looked up, we've looked forward, U, F, and then the third is O, which is the importance of looking out and thinking about other people. That idea of kindness, the idea of not always putting ourselves right in the centre of our own journeys. There's a verse in Philippians 2 which says, consider other people more important than ourselves. And I think that is just so true. Other people need to come to the top of our list of priorities. And that's very true. You know, I have learned so much again over the last 8 years of, waking up and thinking, oh my word, I can't see. And I've had 2 small strokes and my balance is awful and I stumble around. I might walk into a door frame and I'm blind and oh gosh. Do you want to jump back into bed? You probably do. And I remember Winston Churchill saying, we always have a choice. And that word choice, guys, I say pointedly because the choice is yours. Do we choose to give up or do we choose to get up when the times are tough? Well, I often say, getting up, but we need something to help us get up. And I think that looking out and thinking about other people, it releases a hormone within us. Oxytocin is released, which makes us feel better and more complete as human beings. So there it is, guys. Tough times come and they are coming and they are hitting us as a nation, as a world right now. UFO, up, forward and out. And that ties in, with a final story, which is utterly true, folks. I was walking our dog, which is a rather hazardous thing because I can't really see where the dog is, but I fill up my pocket with lots and lots of treats, so he comes along every time I sort of, whimper his name. And on one particular occasion, it was probably about 5 years ago now, I walked straight into a horse, head first collision with a horse. Very embarrassingly, and I hit the horse and I sort of fell to the ground. I think more than anything in sort of embarrassment actually. And I got up and I was sort of dusting myself down and this lovely lady said to me, did you not see us? I'm sorry about that. And I said, I didn't. And she then said, oh, can you not see? Are you blind? And I said, I am pretty much blind, yeah. And a sort of unrepeatable word came out of her mouth. And she then said to me, she said, have you always been blind? And I said, no, I had a brain tumour. And this, at that time, it was probably 2 or 3 years before I'd had this brain tumour. And she said to me, gosh, so that's when you lost your sight. So how do you get through? And I said to her exactly what I just shared with you guys. I said, the importance is to look up, to look forward, and to look out. And she looked at me and I could almost hear the sort of cogs whirring in her brain. She said, isn't that the same as faith, hope and love? Haven't we just heard that in our reading? And I said to her, I said, you're absolutely right. And I will sit here today, guys, as a man with very little vision, and I'll say to you all that faith, hope and love if we find ourselves in a crisis, up, forward and out really does help us get through. Thank you very much.